We've always heard that Thailand is on its way to becoming the digital hub of ASEAN, but many people might still have trouble picturing just how big that really is. Just imagine this. Last year, there were investment promotion requests to build data centers worth over 240 billion baht.
That's right.
And just this year alone, there have been over 500 billion baht more coming in. It's like a gold rush era, but instead of digging for gold, everyone is digging for data.
Exactly. And in this kind of gold rush era, the richest people aren't always the ones digging for gold.
They're the ones sewing shovels.
That's absolutely right.
Today, the shovel we're talking about is one of the most important pieces of infrastructure, and that is the fiber optic network. We are going to take a deep dive into the data from ALT Telecom, or ALT, which just released its Q3 2025 financial results. These results clearly show how they're positioning themselves to become a major shovel seller in this era.
Yes, what's really interesting about this set of data is it's not just about looking at the quarterly profit and loss numbers. It's about decoding the company's major transformation plan.
How are they transforming?
Previously, they were like a construction contractor who constantly had to chase after new bidding projects. Now they're about to become the owner of digital infrastructure that generates steady recurring income, like collecting rent.
Oh, I see.
It's like changing the very DNA of the business, which is a much bigger and more compelling picture than just the numbers in the financial statements.
That's really interesting. But before we dive into the numbers, I think we should first understand the overall business of ALT. What exactly do they do?
Sure, let's do that.
From what I can see, they divide their business into three very clear main segments.
That's right. Try to picture it like this. If their main business is building a superhighway for data, then all three of their business segments naturally support each other.
Yes.
The first and most important segment is digital infrastructure. This is the highway we're talking about.
The main network itself.
Yes, it's about leasing high-quality fiber optic networks in strategic areas, including submarine cable stations, which are key assets that generate recurring revenue for them.
And what about the other two segments? How do they sit into this picture?
The second segment is system integration and platform, and the third is greener energy, or clean energy. These two segments are like alt, not just building roads and waiting for others to use them, but actually building cities and industrial estates along their own roads.
That's a really clear analogy.
Yes, various solution businesses are like constructing buildings and structures. As for the clean energy business, like smart grid, it's like building a power plant to supply the city, ensuring that there are always cars running on their roads.
Instead of waiting for demand, they just created the demand themselves.
Exactly. It's about building a complete ecosystem.
So, what are the external factors that have caused demand on this road to keep increasing?
Wow. There are three major driving forces, what we call megatrends, that are coming in full force.
What are they?
The first one is data centers and international connectivity. Just like we discussed at the beginning, the government and the BOI, they are fully supporting this to make Thailand a digital hub. With all these data centers being built everywhere, once they're completed, they'll need connectivity. They'll need to transfer massive amounts of data. These are their biggest customers.
The second one should be digital solutions, right? Like using technology in our daily lives. Whether it's e-commerce, cloud gaming, or the various platforms we use today, they all require fast and stable data transmission.
That's right. And the third one is smart energy. The development of clean energy inevitably requires digital technology to help with management.
Yes.
But the key point is, no matter which trend it is, all of these are based on the movement of data, which is at the very heart of ALT's business.
This means that the more these trends grow, the greater the demand for ALT's network will be as well.
It goes hand in hand.
Speaking of the network, when I looked at the map in the documents, I have to say, wow, it's really impressive. It truly covers the entire country.
That's right.
It connects to the borders of 4 countries, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, and Malaysia, with a total of 15 connection points. There are a variety of routes, including along expressways, electric railways, and what I find truly impressive is the Trans-Thailand Link project, which connects the Andaman Sea at Satun with the Gulf of Thailand at Songkhla.
That's right.
And there are also routes that go directly into Bangkok and the EEC, which are all key strategic points.
The two main highlights that really need to be emphasized are speed to market, or readiness for use, and differentiated routes, or unique routes. The fact that Alt has invested in building these networks in advance. So when premium clients like data centers or international service providers need to connect, they can provide services immediately. There's no need to wait years to build new infrastructure.
And what about the unique routes? Why are they important when there are already other major providers with existing networks?
It's extremely important for customers whose data is of utmost importance. Having backup routes that don't follow the usual roads or railway lines that everyone else uses is an excellent way to mitigate risks.
Oh, I see.
Imagine if an accident or disaster were to occur on the main route. Having a second, safer route, such as underground cabling in collaboration with the Electricity Authority or an underwater cable route connecting from Satun. This is the kind of security that these customers are willing to pay a premium for, something that other competitors might not be able to offer.
The overall picture of the network and the megatrends, this looks really great. But in the end, does all of this really get reflected in the actual financial results? Because when we look at the latest third quarter report, there are some surprising points as well. Total revenue was $298 million, down 20% from last year, but profits actually improved. What exactly happened here?
That's a very good question. At first glance, it might seem concerning. But if you look deeper, you'll find that the reason revenue dropped is because in the same quarter last year, there was an unusually large short-term network service order. This made last year's numbers higher than usual.
Oh, so the base was high.
That's right. But what's more interesting, and actually the key point, is that the gross profit margin increased by 2.5%, reaching 24%.
24%.
Yes, and that's the highest figure in the past 7 quarters.
And is 24% considered bad? Is there anything we can compare it to?
What's interesting is that it's starting to approach the numbers of actual infrastructure companies, which typically have higher margins than traditional construction businesses that often compete fiercely on price, leaving little profit. This is the most tangible and clear sign that their strategy is working.
That is gradually reducing low-margin projects and shifting focus to leasing network infrastructure, which is more profitable.
That's right.
But in the financial statement, there's also a recorded credit loss of 14.1 million baht. This figure is also somewhat concerning.
Yes, that's right. This item refers to the provision for doubtful accounts in accordance with accounting standards for a particular debtor who was unable to make payment in the third quarter. However, the information clearly states that the company is still in contact and coordinating with them and expects to collect this amount in the fourth quarter.
Oh, so it's just a provision set aside for now.
Yes, and if we exclude this accounting item that hasn't actually occurred yet, the actual operating profit for the third quarter would be as high as 21 million baht.
And how does the overall picture for the 9 months look?
The overall 9-month performance looks even stronger. Total revenue still grew by 1.4%, reaching 1,012 million baht. And gross profit also increased by 2.3%, amounting to 209 million baht.
Yes, and I agree.
Amidst such economic uncertainty, being able to maintain growth is a very positive sign.
As I was going through this, there was one graph that really made everything click for me. It shows a comparison between the revenue proportions from 10 years ago and the targets for the next 3 years. It's very clear that the company is trying to completely transform itself into a different company.
That graph is really the heart of the whole story. 10 years ago, in 2015, over 67% of the company's revenue came from services, such as contracting to build telecommunications towers.
Yeah.
But today, the proportions have reversed, and the company has set a clear goal that in the next 3 years, 80% of its revenue must come from network leasing.
This is what they call recurring income.
That's right.
Recurring income. How is shifting the focus to recurring income actually better in practice?
It's like changing the very DNA of the business, from being hunters who have to go out and bid for big projects every time, which is risky, uncertain, and you have to compete with a lot of rivals, to becoming gardeners who invest time and effort at the beginning to build the garden, which is the network.
And after that, you can keep harvesting the yield continuously.
That's right. Harvesting the yield, which is the rental income, on an ongoing basis. It's a game that shifts from short-term uncertainty to long-term stability. Revenue becomes easier to predict. Risk decreases and the margin also improves.
This aligns with the network asset value, which has grown exponentially from 770 million baht in 2021 to now 1.38 billion.
Yes.
And it's projected to reach 3.3 billion baht in the next 3 years. But that's a very high stakes bet. Investing over 3 billion baht to build assets without 100% guaranteed customers yet. It's different from construction contracting, where you already have confirmed customers before starting the work. How does the company view this risk?
That's a very sharp observation. And yes, it is a big gamble, but it's a well-calculated one. It's based on the mega trends we discussed earlier.
Yes.
Investing in building roads in advance in prime locations, where we already know many data center cities will be established, it's less risky than building roads in places no one knows about. You know, this kind of transformation is easy to talk about, but extremely hard to do in the business world. It's like trying to change an airplane's engine while it's still flying.
Wow!
Many companies have tried and failed. So the fact that ALT dares to make such a big bet is really something to keep an eye on.
Of course, the journey won't be that easy. The information also mentions the challenges involved, including political uncertainties, delays in government disbursements, or even border conflicts. So, amidst all these uncertainties, what does the company do to build investor confidence?
This is another interesting point. In situations where external factors are beyond control, the company chooses to use financial instruments to communicate with the market.
Which is?
The announcement of a share buyback program or treasury stock.
Share buybacks are quite interesting, but some people might wonder, why not use this 20 million baht to invest more in the network? Does this move reflect that management thinks the stock price is too low, or is it because there aren't any attractive investment projects at the moment?
That's a question many investors are curious about. Share buybacks are a very powerful signal from management that we believe the current share price is significantly below the company's true value.
Oh, so it's like,
Using the company's money to say that investing in its own shares right now yields better returns than investing in other projects. It's a direct way to build confidence.
and does it work?
The remarkable effect was that just the announcement of this program caused the share price to surge by more than 50%, reaching a peak of 1.49 baht.
Even though they hadn't actually started the buyback yet.
That's right, they hadn't even started buying yet. Even though the price later adjusted downward somewhat in line with market conditions, this program still helped support the share price so it didn't fall too much, resulting in AL stock returns remaining higher than the sector index and higher than the overall market during the same period.
This is considered a very successful management of market expectations.
Very much so.
Understood. Now, looking ahead, aside from the data center, which is the main driver, AOT is also planning to further leverage its own network infrastructure even more.
That's right. Going back to the analogy of roads and cities, at this point, Alt is no longer just building cities to use its own roads. But they're also looking at building airports and ports. The airports refer to constructing ground satellite stations or satellite ground stations to support the new era of space business. As for the ports, these could be compared to smart grid electrical networks and other innovative infrastructure platforms. All of this requires a data highway with the highest stability and security.
Which is exactly what their fiber network provides.
That's right. It's about maximizing the utilization rate of existing assets as efficiently as possible.
From all the information we've explored today, it's clear that ALT is making a major bet on Thailand's digital transformation. They're investing billions of baht to build a data expressway in anticipation of the massive opportunities that are on the horizon. It's a complete transformation from being a hunter to becoming a gardener.
This leaves us with a thought-provoking question. While building these digital expressways require enormous investment, how will they navigate the economic and political challenges that act like toll booths or obstacles along the way? Will these companies be able to attract enough traffic or customers to use this expressway quickly and in sufficient numbers to generate returns that justify such massive investments in a timely manner? This is the most crucial challenge that lies ahead.